I know you saw the title, so yeah, let's get into it. I don't want to waste any time. Hello, welcome, or welcome back. I guess this would just be a welcome video because we started a new channel. If you didn't know, I had three other channels, a conscious pause, a conscious journey, and a Black woman's perspective. I haven't posted on those channels or any socials in about a year. And this is a huge reason why, if you've read the title. I started having health issues back when the South Node went in Libra. I'm like really big into astrology. If you didn't know, you'll learn that about me here. And it got even worse when South Node went into Virgo. So I was diagnosed with my first autoimmune disorder during Libra South Node. And then during Virgo South Node, I was diagnosed with my second autoimmune disorder. And if you don't know this, once you have one autoimmune disorder, you can actually get another one. You can get multiple. So the first one I was diagnosed with actually triggered the second one. So because of all of that, I have been hospitalized quite a few times. I would say more than a few over the last year. And I've been in and out of acute rehab, inpatient therapy rehab. And that has really helped me. But I'm in a power chair now. I am bald, although you can't tell. I shaved all my hair off because when you're in the hospital that much and you're culturally different, um, you know, you may not always be able to do the things that you normally do. So taking care of my hair was one of them. It got matted really bad. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to go bald. And I like it. I love it. Makes it easy to slap on a cute little wig. Makes it easy to just slap on a beanie. So don't be surprised if I just slap on a beanie and come on here. Or if I just show up bald. I am fully embracing my Professor X final form. While all of that was happening, I also lost my job. And that was shocking. That was a little bit after I received my second autoimmune disorder. I'm not gonna speak anything that I can't prove. If you catch my drift. But yeah, after I was diagnosed with my second autoimmune disorder, I was let go about a month later. And so that really set me back. I couldn't get unemployment insurance either. I was denied severance. And so I've just been, in the meantime, job hunting ever since November when I got released to let go. Fired feels like such a harsh word. And I'm like really big on word choice here if you're coming from any of the three other channels. But, I'm adjusting to disabled life. I'm trying to make sure that I still have a roof over my head because I'm going through a whole litany of things. But in that, I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going. So part of shutting down the three channels and just creating this one is part of where I'm going and where I see myself. So I love that Tumblr is like kind of coming back essentially through the form of Substack. So I am going to be shifting to Substack. I think it's cool that reading blogs, articles, and sharing open thoughts is becoming popular again, and people are interested and seeking out niche topics and wanting to build community with other people who are of the same mindset. I think it's kind of funny because sometimes you're too ahead of your time. And I feel like that's been me in a lot of ways. I started blogging and just sharing insights about conscious living, sustainable living, um, over 10 years ago, about 11 years ago. And I think I was just too ahead of my time. So now I think it's nice to see that slow living, sustainability, self-care, and divesting from overconsumption that's finally having they're finally having their moment. Like all these things combine, everything that I was talking about. It's been taking me some time because I can't just not work and do things. I always have to be doing something. So I've been working while I took this last year off, and that's been in the form of transferring all my stories over on Substack. So all older blog posts are there, but only paid subscribers will receive the full archive. So that's why we're going to be shifting to Substack. We're going to be making a For Conscious Consumers newsletter, a child of the slow life movement. For conscious consumers, I see it as inviting the overwhelmed and the curious to find calm in the chaos of life through the practice of conscious consumption. And so, what does that mean? Well, most people are kind of too exhausted these days, too overworked and stressed to consider what they're consuming, whether that's ingesting, listening to, watching, things that they're taking in. And so I am basically acting as a guide and creating guides and sharing reviews to help people understand what conscious consumption is or what slow living is, what all that means, to make it a lot easier. So instead of shopping out of convenience or doom scrolling or just trying to escape reality, that's where For Conscious Consumers will come in, and we try to take away the overwhelm, just wanting to inspire you because there are a lot of conscious terms, trends, practices, movements. So I just kind of want to break all of that down in a way that feels easy to understand, not like, okay, how realistic is this that I can do this every day? Just changing your habits every day can help, in these small little ways. And so that's really what my vision is. I want folks to feel confident about making informed, empowered decisions without feeling like they have to be perfect and doing everything right the first time around. The truth is that you won't. It'll probably take some years for you to form, this new habit of shopping ethically, thinking very critically about the media that you're consuming. It's fine, I'll hold your hand through it, basically. So what can you expect on Substack? Well, our stories fall within 5 categories or 5 pillars. We'll be creating guides, which we call our A Conscious Guide series, to help consumers understand and navigate conscious movements. And we have a couple up already, so feel free, check them out. Reviews is our next category, and that includes our Before You Splurge series. So we'll share the pros and cons and other things you should consider before buying green, non-toxic alternatives for popular goods, practices, and products. To let you know, is it worth your cute little coin? And then tips will be our next category. And those include our Working Through It series. And I kind of write those from the perspective of what has worked for me and what may work for you, as far as self-care, slow living, and boundary setting goes. Movements is our next category. So those will include profiles of the people, ideas, media, and movements shaping culture and society. And we call that our Mindful Movements series. And the last one will be resources, because I feel like, as I said, it can be kind of overwhelming if you are a beginner in this space, or even if you're someone who has been practicing, conscious consumption or slow living for a while. There's so much out there and there's so much information that it can be a little discouraging. So I think one of the biggest things in building community is resource sharing. We will share resources in our Better Brand Directory, and that's to help you as a consumer feel confident and empowered to make informed decisions. So, yeah, that is what we'll be doing over on Substack. We welcome all types of subscribers, okay? So, we're just kind of scaling back because I do have to be mindful of my health and how much I'm putting out and how much time that I will realistically have to do all of these things. So yeah, I hope that you'll join me here on YouTube and over on Substack. And that's it. Until the next one, take care of yourselves, others, and the planet. Bye. And and or and and um so I've been, and that's the